Hi there, and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to do a walkthrough of the Terra Volatile Tarot and the expansion pack. And I wanted to finally go ahead and decide which cards I'm going to keep with the main deck, and which ones I'm just going to go ahead and put aside. I've had this deck since 2022, June of 2022, and I still haven't made up my mind. In fact, I actually did a review, a written review on this deck in August 2022, and it's been sitting on my bookshelf ever since, which is just so ridiculous and sad because this is such a beautiful deck. The Terra Volatile is a self-published deck created by Tiago Pimentel and Anna Frigatario. I hope I am not mispronouncing their names, or at the very least that I'm not butchering their names, but I probably am. They are the founders of Credo Quia Absurdum, located in Portugal. And Creda Quia Absurdum is a Latin phrase meaning I believe because it is absurd, impossible, or irrational. And the Terra Volatile Tarot was first published in February 2021. But I think the first actual printing of the deck, known as the Zero Edition, was released around December in 2020. I think what it was is they didn't like the way the first printing turned out, so they weren't going to release it, but they went ahead and they did release it. And yeah, I missed both of those, and I think there's an edition in between that I missed. This particular edition is the revised edition of Terra Volatile and the expansion pack, which was released in May of 2022. From their website, they say this deck is called Terra Volatile because of its double side. Terra means earth and is a fixed element. Volatile in alchemy means eternal change, something that cannot firmly be defined and is always in transformation. With that, we joined the two opposite states of matter, fixed and volatile, and found the balance between them. So I just love that because to me, that almost explains tarot to me. Like I feel like that just is perfect. If you haven't been to their website, I highly recommend that you do, because their website has a ton of information about the cards, about occult history, symbolism, and from what I understand, there's a book in the works, which I'm really excited about. But you can also download a free Terra Volatile manual, which I think has like 120 pages in PDF form. Very cool. And also pretty generous considering they're getting ready to come out with a book. So I'm really curious to see. I really can't wait to get my hands on that book, just because they have put so much thought into this deck, so much information. I'm really looking forward to the book. Okay, so on with the tarot walkthrough and the choosing of the cards. I'm going to go ahead and put this aside for now, and we'll just bring this over here and take a look at the box. Beautiful box. I am a sucker for magnetic boxes, and this one is just such great quality. On the inside, it reads, "All things change, and we change with them." The deck itself is standard. It's a standard size tarot deck. It's printed on 330 GSM linen cardstock with a black core and a smooth varnish finish. I do love linen cardstock just because they slide perfectly, they shuffle really well. And this being, like casino quality cardstock, it's meant to bounce right back into shape, and it's meant to wear really well, which is good because I love to riffle shuffle, and linen cardstock is perfect for that. This particular deck, let me go ahead and flip this out and put this aside. But the main deck itself is actually comprised of, and that's just the main deck, is comprised of 107 cards. That is without the expansion pack. The expansion pack is a whole other amazing thing. And basically the main deck includes the traditional 78 tarot cards, 15 alternative cards, and an additional suit of vessels, which is the, 14 extra cards. So yeah, so there's a lot to go through with this deck. I'm just going to tell you. But basically this video is meant to pressure me into finally making the selections. Starting with the Fool, you actually have two options. You have the more traditional looking Fool, and you are also offered a female Fool, which in, I think, a couple of the printings of this deck, she was called Fool-less, but they went ahead and they changed it to Fool, which I actually like better. I thought I knew which of these I wanted. I thought I was going to go with the Fool, but I'm kind of second guessing myself right now. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm actually gonna go with the one I wasn't going to choose. I'm sort of shocking myself right now. I'm gonna go with the female Fool. I surprised myself. We've got the Magician. The colors in this card are gorgeous. The High Priestess. The Empress. Love her. And then you've got the option of the Empress or Fertility. So I love both of them. But I think I'm going to go ahead and keep Empress in the main deck and put Fertility on my altar for a couple reasons. One, I think, I don't know, I didn't find this information on their website, but I think this might be Isis or Cleopatra as Isis Aphrodite. Anyway, I love her, and yeah, so I think she's going on my altar. I'm going to put her aside. We've got the Emperor, the Pope, or the Hierophant. I love the colors, the burgundy and the green. The Lovers. This Chariot is gorgeous. Ah, gorgeous. Justice. I like her blindfold. The Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. Fortitude, or the option of Strength. I already knew I was choosing Fortitude. I appreciate the mythology of Hercules conquering the lion, but I just don't like the imagery of it. I never have. Yeah, so going with, well, putting him aside, and I'm keeping Fortitude. I like the Lion and the Maiden better, just the way that it looks, but also the message. I prefer it. We've got the Hangman and Prudence. Prudence, I use Prudence in my Minchiati decks, but they mean different things for me, so I'm going to go ahead and put Prudence aside and keep the Hangman in my deck. We've got Death and Rebirth. So I love both of these cards. I love Rebirth because I absolutely love that this card was inspired by Swamp Thing, and I love that comic. But I'm going to go ahead and stick with Death because this is the absolute, like, perfect Death for me. I love the sort of Reaper depiction of Death, and this card is just wonderful. I love everything about it. So keeping Temperance. The gorgeous colors of this deck are just mind-blowing. The Devil. Or Temptation. So I love them both. it was hard to choose. I already knew I was going to go ahead and choose the Devil because of the Lovers. Because the Devil card is the shadow, sort of the shadow card to the Lovers card. And I love how the characters from the Lovers card show up in the Devil. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one aside and keep the more traditional Devil card. And then we've got the Tower or Hubris. And as much as I like the traditional title of Tower, I decided to go with Hubris because, one, I love this card. On their website, I read that the two figures from like at the bottom of where the tower is are meant to be Icarus and Lucifer. So I'm thinking that this might be Lucifer in the Hubris card. So the fall of Lucifer. Anyway, I love it. I'm keeping it. Yeah, I'm happy with that choice. The Star card, which is, this card is just one of the prettiest cards ever. I'm not going to say it's the most beautiful card in the deck because there's so many beautiful cards in this deck, but this one, I just love her. She's definitely a favorite. She's everybody's favorite, I think, but she's incredibly beautiful in this deck. Then we've got the Moon and the Labyrinth. That was a really hard choice because I like the Labyrinth a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and keep the Moon. Then we've got the Sun. This is such a beautiful card. The Sunflowers. Oh, gorgeous. We've got Judgment, the World, and the Universe. So I thought I was going with the Universe because the colors and this, I love everything about this card. I love the Shiva Nataraja as the Universe card, but I think I'm really drawn to the World. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and put the Universe away and keep the World. So yeah. Then we've got the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups. With the Two of Cups, you actually get 3 options. You get male and female Two of Cups. You get female and female Two of Cups. And then you have 2 males Two of Cups, which I'm just really happy to see that someone actually did this, and I'm hoping it will start to catch on with other creators. For me, I'm going to go ahead and keep the female male, but at the same time, I could keep this one as well because, you know, female friendships and such. So it's kind of a tough one. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and keep the more traditional Two of Cups and put the other 2 aside. The Three of Cups, I love the 3 Graces. We've got the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Eight of Cups. Not right now, buddy. No. Nine of Cups. 10 of Cups. We've got the Page of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. See, the Fool, the Fooless, the female Fool. King of Cups. I love his blue. All these blues, pretty. These are so, the blues. Oh, what a gorgeous ace. I love the aces in general, but this is gorgeous. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. This Two of Pentacles, I adore this card. 3 of coins, 4 of coins, 5 of coins, 6 of coins, 7 of coins. Okay, we have an option, and this is really hard for me because I really love the Rider-Waite 7 of Pentacles, but this imagery of the man overcome by trees and roots, taken over by the earth, is just so enthralling. And I would say this one has the Rider-Waite vibe for sure. I mean, it's kind of hard to miss it, right? But this may have more of a Thoth feel to it. But I like them both. But I thought I was going to choose this one, but I think I'm going to go ahead and keep the 7 of coins. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick that one. Again, I just shocked myself. Then we've got the 8 of coins, 9 of coins. This sort of reminds me of this Klimt art. It's beautiful. We've got the 10 of coins, page of coins, knight of coins. Oh, queen. Hello, queen of coins. She's gorgeous. King of coins. I really like for her the rabbit that shows up at the bottom of the deck and his antlers. So good. We've got the Ace of Swords, the 3 of Swords. Oh, sorry, out of order. 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Oh, okay, so I forgot about this option. We've got the 3 of Swords, and I know a lot of people don't like the 3 of Swords, the more, the 3 swords through the heart. I've always liked it, but I am partial to the Lady of Sorrow. I just really like her, so I'm going to go ahead and put the 3 of Swords with through the heart away. Then we've got the 4 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 6 of Swords. This is gorgeous. 7 of Swords. Ah, pretty, pretty. 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, the Nightmare card, 10 of Swords, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords. But that's Medusa. Is that Medusa? I think it is. I think it's Medusa. Oh. Also, wait. Yeah. I think I think this might be Judith from the biblical story, Judith. King of Swords. And then we've got the Ace of Wands. Look at that. Gorgeous. 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Oh, pretty. 4 of Wands. 5 of Wands. Oh, wait. Okay, so this is more of the Rider-Waite traditional 5 of Wands, but I am going with this fiery scene of the 5 of Wands. Yeah, I like that. 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands. I really like this card a lot, but there is an option. And in the beginning, I thought I would go with this one. They're both so good. And I really like the Eye of Clarity. But the lady with the crown of wands on her head, it just really draws me in. And they both feel, I think the hard part is they both feel so energetically different. One feels so dynamic while the other one feels more focused and quietly determined. And oddly, I relate to this one more. So I'm keeping her. And that was not what I expected. Then we've got the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands. Okay, I don't know what I think about that zombie camel. Queen of Wands. God, she's gorgeous. King of Wands. Okay, that's the main deck, or I should say the 78 cards that I'm going to go ahead and put aside for right now. And then we've got the vessels, which the vessels represent ether or quintessence, the fifth and highest element or essence in ancient philosophy that permeates all nature. And is the substance composing the celestial bodies, so spirit. The colors in this suit are just stunning. I mean, they're just so beautiful. I mean, look at that. That is just incredible. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this, but I had already decided that I was going to go ahead and put this particular suit aside and use it for separate study, or I should say to study separately, because I definitely think it's worth studying. And some of these images, these alchemy symbols are familiar, so I'm really excited to actually look at them. So here we have the ace of vessels. We have the 2 of vessels, the 3 of vessels. This is beautiful. This, it's so beautiful. The 4 of vessels. Whoa. The 5 of vessels. Wow. Okay. The 6 of vessels. The 7 of vessels. The 8 of vessels. 9 of vessels. I love this. And the 10 of vessels. Gorgeous. Page of vessels. Knight of vessels. Interesting. Queen of vessels. And the King of vessels. I initially, when I saw the extra suit of vessels, I thought it was just going to be like a substitution for the cups or the chalices in tarot, but it isn't. It's its whole, it's its own element, which is very cool. So again, I'm going to put this aside. The expansion pack is housed in a standard tech box, and the revised expansion pack includes 47 cards. There are 43 alternative cards and 4 additional cards. Okay, so I went ahead and separated everything. Okay, with the expansion pack, you have 4 extra cards. They aren't alternatives to the main deck. For the main deck, they're just 4 extra cards, and I love them. So the first one, I probably won't use them in the main deck, but I still love them. I'll probably find some way to kind of leave them out, outside of their box though. First one, yes, I love this because sunflowers are my favorite card. I mean, my favorite flowers. So anything with sunflowers, they kind of get me. And then we've got this one, no. So yes, no. And no is mandrake root. I love that. And I love this picture. Then we have, you are asking the wrong questions. So funny. And then we have a card called Chaos. So putting those aside, and let's get on with my choosing of which ones from the alternative and the main deck I'm going to keep. First, I already know I'm keeping the Magician because the colors, and to me this is just, I love this Magician card. So I have to go with that one. But I absolutely love that this Magician is from, the Alchemist card is inspired by Jodorowsky's Holy Mountain. And I just love it. In fact, when I first saw this card, I'm like, wait a minute, why does this guy seem so familiar to me? And I couldn't place it. And finally, I read on their website. I'm like, okay, no wonder. Then I had to go ahead and watch the movie again for the third or fourth time. So, but we're going to go ahead and put that one aside and stick with the Magician. Then from the expansion pack, you have Intuition, and from the main deck, High Priestess. And I'm going to go ahead. I love them both. There's so many things I love about Intuition, but I am partial to the High Priestess card. So I'm going to go ahead and keep her and put, Intuition aside. You have the option in the expansion pack of Authority versus Emperor. I find the Authority card so interesting, especially in modern times, but I am going to go ahead and stick with the traditional Emperor. Then we have, I thought I had made up my mind, and then I changed it, and then I changed it again. So you have the Pope from the main deck and Dogma from the expansion pack as an alternative, and I love this card. I love this card so much, and yet I'm going to go ahead and choose the Pope. From the expansion pack, you have the option of Crossroads instead of the Lovers card, and I'm going to go ahead and keep the Lovers card and put the Crossroads. Although I do like that one, I just am going to go ahead and put it aside. We also have from the expansion pack Determination versus the Chariot. I'm too in love with the Chariot card. I'm keeping it. I like Determination as well, but not as much as I love the Chariot. In the expansion pack, in place of or as an alternative to Justice, we have the Truth. And I like this card a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with Justice because I love her more. As an alternative to the Hermit, we have Soul Searching, and I already knew I was going to choose the Hermit. You also have Time versus the Hermit, and again, Hermit. Now, this is one that's really hard because I thought I was initially going to go with the Wheel of Fortune instead of Fortuna, even though I absolutely love the mythology of Fortuna and the symbolism of it. But I also really like the Wheel of Fortune, and I'm still having a hard time with it. So I think for right now, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Wheel of Fortune. Then in place of Death, we have the Misery Collector. They went ahead and threw this one in because there was a typo. It's missing an M. But I absolutely love this card. Even without the M, it's just so awesome. But again, this particular Death card, this style of Death card is my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. And then here was a tough one, but at the same time, not, I think it was always going to be Art versus Temperance, but the colors of Temperance are so gorgeous. It was really hard to decide, but I'm going to go ahead and put it aside and go with Art. Then we have another alternative to the Devil card, which is called Torment, and that's a no. There's just no decision there. The Star versus Dream, I have to go with the Star. There's also, hold on, there's Dream, Godsend, and the Star. And again, the Star, because this card is just too incredibly beautiful for me. Like, I have to have it. So putting those aside. Then another alternative in the expansion pack to the moon is Descent. And while I am so tempted by the image of Lilith here, because I love her, I am sticking with the moon. Then we have, I think this is Apollo, but this is, yeah, Apollo, the sun god of poetry and art. And so I love the idea of poetry as an alternative to the sun, but I am partial to the sun. But this one does have sunflowers, so yeah. Then as an alternative to Judgment, Apotheosis, and I thought I might pick Apotheosis, but I'm keeping Judgment. Then we have the choice between this Three of Cups in the expansion pack, or the Three of Cups. It's more like the Rider-Waite and the Three Graces, and I have to go with this one. I love the Three Graces, so keeping it. The Six of Cups, I'm actually going with the expansion pack alternative, mostly because the Six of Cups is too similar for me because of the snowy background to the Five of Cups. So I'm going to go ahead and put that one aside and keep the Six of Cups from the expansion pack. Then we have an alternative to the Nine of Cups, and I'm going to go ahead and keep the more traditional Nine of Cups. Now, for me, it was always going to be the princesses rather than the pages, and I do like pages. I love the messages that they bring, but I have always been partial to the princesses. I feel like they bring more depth and more balance to tarot, or maybe it's just because I studied with the Thoth deck for the first 10 years of my study, and I just sort of gravitate towards them. So it has to be the Princess of Cups here. Then we have an alternative Knight of Cups to the Knight of Cups from the main deck, only the alternative there's a blindfold. Does that mean love is blind? And then we have a blindfolded horse, and I have to choose this one. This one is just too intriguing and beautiful, and I love the colors. Then see, here's that snowy scene of the Five of Pentacles. And I like both of these cards. It was really hard to choose. Actually, I haven't chosen. Okay, so I'm partial to this one because it has has a more traditional feel to it, but I really like this sort of what looks like they're standing in line, like in a soup kitchen, and that they are getting help. Gosh, I thought I was going to choose this one, but I'm choosing the Five of Pentacles from the expansion pack. I shock myself. Okay, then we have the Six of Coins. I really like both of them, but I am going with the one from the expansion pack. So I'm going with the alternative. This is a hard one because I love both these cards. So we've got as far as you see the three generations in the Ten of Coins, but then you also have the Kabbalistic Tree of Life in this Ten of Coins. I really like both of them. I thought I knew which one I was going to pick. For the sake of saving time, I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with, I'm going to go with the Kabbalistic Tree of Life and put this one aside for now. So then we have the Page of Coins versus a Princess of Coins. Again, not keeping the Page of Coins. This Princess of Coins is absolutely stunning. So she's staying. Then we've got the Knight of Coins and the Knight of Coins. So this Knight of Coins is on a goat, which I love. And I also like the sort of pagan feel of it, but I really like this Knight of Coins, so I'm going to keep it. And also I love the horse. I love everything about this card. It's staying alternative going. Then we have the Four of Swords, and I thought I would pick the more traditional looking, like Rider-Waite Four of Swords, but I really like this image of the man slumped over in exhaustion on his desk. I really like it, so we're keeping this one. Then we've got the Five of Swords. I'm keeping the Five of Swords from the main deck. I like both of the Seven of Swords, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with this one from the main deck. But I really like this one too, but I'm putting it aside. I like the symbolism of the fox sort of sneaking away in the night, but I'm keeping the other one. Then we've got Princess of Swords. We already know. I am keeping her. Oh, okay. So I just realized who this is. I've forgotten about this card completely. So this is actually the head of John the Baptist, so I really like this. And so this is basically Salome from the biblical story, and this is the head of John the Baptist right here. Yeah, keeping her. Then we've got the alternative Knight of Swords to the Knight of Swords from the main deck, and I have to go with the alternative because winged horse, hello, Pegasus, and I just love it. We've got the Two of Wands. I'm making such a mess here. I'm sticking with the more traditional Two of Wands, but I am intrigued by the artist's vision of the Two of Wands here. But again, sticking with the traditional. Then we've got the option of the Four of Wands from the expansion pack, which I'm absolutely keeping because it's so pagan and so like Beltane-ish. I have to keep it. So this is staying. And then we have the alternative to the Seven of Wands. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. We have the alternative to the Nine of Wands, which is not an option for me. I do not relate to the human head on the dog at all. So putting that aside, it's interesting. I just don't get it. So putting that aside, and then we have options between the Page of Wands and Page of Wands. Well, that really doesn't matter because I'm going with the Princess of Wands because look at her. Also, sunflowers. Yeah, have to go with her. So putting those aside, keeping her. She stays. And then we have the alternative to the Knight of Wands. And I'm keeping the alternative because I don't like this zombie. I don't like this picture. No offense, but to the artists or the creators, but I don't love it. And I like this one better. So putting that aside. Then we have the vessels, which again, I'm going to put that whole entire suit aside, but I might as well pick the ones that I really want to study. I'll probably study both of them, but if I had to choose, if I start to read with this actual suit, I'd have to choose the alternative from the one in the main deck. Then we have two different Nine of Vessels here, and I prefer the Lion and the Moon. And then again, I would have to choose the Princess of Vessels over the Page of Vessels. Wow. Okay, so there you have it. The Terra Volatile tarot deck, and now I can finally use this deck, and yeah, I'm excited to do that. Anyway, thank you so much. This has been a really long video. I knew it would be. There was just really no other way around it. But I am so relieved that I finally got through it and I can make use of this deck once and for all. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me.